Heyo everybody, Haku here with my review of the final episode of the Zou arc, so One Piece anime episode 776 I believe. And yeah, RIP Zou arc. It was actually really good in the anime, and I really like the adaptation they did, but now we're moving on and we have a lot of exciting things to talk about. This was a very good episode to me personally. I thought it was really good. I liked it a lot. So at the beginning, I always like to talk about the recap, and the few times I haven't talked about it, people are like, why didn't you talk about the recap? Just say something about it. I think it was a pretty standard recap. It was a little bit longer than what we've gotten recently with Zou, but it was pretty standard as far as One Piece goes. It was shorter than most of the recap for most of the past two arcs, but yeah, it really wasn't that bad. And this is where I talked about a little last week. No manga spoilers, of course, but this is where the manga picked up where 2 episodes ago ended. Last episode was all filler, but it was like in-canon filler, and it was very good in-canon filler. I loved last episode. But yeah, where it normally goes is Jack gets taken out like we saw, and then in the manga, after he gets taken out, we jump straight into where this episode begins with Chopper talking to Miyagi. So I'm glad they added last episode in there to just develop things more. But man, the OST when Chopper and Miyagi were talking was nice. I like that. And I like Miyagi's speech or whatever where he's like, Zou has been walking for 1,000 years, so I would love to ask it, just where are you going? And oh man, that's a powerful line, because that's a very great question. Where has Zou been walking to for 1,000 years? Then we see Momo deciding to stay on Zou because he wants to try and talk to Zunisha and find out what Zunisha knows about the history of the Kozuki clan and everything, and just in general why he was the one able to talk to it. So Ino Arashi says he's going to stay on Zou and keep Momo, and that's partly because Jack made it to Zou twice, so it makes him realize that their national security isn't as strong as it could be, and he wants to stay there and make sure that Zou is protected. So Nekomamushi says that he made Viver cards of Kinemon for everybody to take, and they're going to split into 4 teams. Of course, the team of Ino Arashi, all the rest of the Minks, except for Nekomamushi and his team, and then Momonosuke are all staying on Zou. We're going to have Nekomamushi and a group of Minks with him going to search for Marco. We're going to have, of course, Law's crew, the half of the crew that was in Dressrosa from the Straw Hats, and the Samurai, minus Momonosuke, going back to Wano to prepare for everybody else to get there. And we're going to have Luffy's team going to rescue Sanji. So then Luffy makes it to Peckham's house, and it's completely wrecked, which leads us into getting the confirmation of Peckham's eating the turtle fruit, which I think we already saw a little bit in, yet we didn't have complete confirmation on if he was a lion that ate the turtle fruit, or vice versa, or anything like that, but we did get confirmation he is a lion mink that ate the turtle fruit, this chapter, or this episode rather. So, that was, again, good. Luffy runs away with them, which was a pretty funny scene. Then Pedro, in a scene that I really liked in the manga, and I think the anime did a pretty good job with it. Pedro requests to go with Luffy and save Sanji. All the other important, named Minks jump in and say they want to go too. But Nekomamushi says that only Pedro will go with them because he can keep Peckham's under control. And we'll find a little bit more out about their history a little later on. So then we see that Usopp made Nami a new Climattack, a new weapon, and they put some work into the animation to make it quite lewd, booby flopping, rubbing the pole stuff going down with those moves. But it was funny with her destroying everything, and then when Usopp says, okay, it'll cost, and then she just Mirage Tempos out of there, just skipping the bills. Then, when they're all leaving, we had the farewell scene that's really nice, and the best part of the farewell scene, you guys know if you have been watching the channel, that I'm not normally into shipping with stuff, but hot damn do I ship Nami and Wanda quite hard. And that farewell between the two of them, that seemed like it was hinting at some shit. There was no, just tell me that did not seem like a normal goodbye between characters in One Piece. It really... Like, I was expecting it to just be a normal goodbye between characters in One Piece, and I was going to be like, okay, just joking around about the whole Nami and Wanda thing, but no, I'm a little bit more than a joke here. That actually seemed more than what Oda normally does for a normal goodbye, and Nami x Wanda for my life. I need it. So yes, very, very happy at that farewell sequence. Zoro and Usopp, funny of course, when they're saying goodbye to Luffy, saying, you know, when you get there, Sanji might actually be into this marriage thing. That's kind of a whole possibility. And then very end of the farewell, of course, Luffy jumps off of Zoe with Nami, Chopper, Brook, Peckums, and Pedro, and when he jumps off with all of them, we get just that very funny scene and a really, really nice OST. The OST was great with them falling off of Zoe, and then the narrator saying that Zoe was ending and everything. Man, I loved that scene a lot. And it was a scene I wasn't expecting. I was like, oh, he's just jumping off of Zoe with him or whatever, but no, the anime did that quite well. And then, holy shit, something huge for the series as a whole, Alabasta we get to see again, and Vivi and Karoo are back in the story, at least in a way. So, man, that's just so important from the story. Vivi and Karoo were important characters for a while in One Piece, and now they're back here. Not necessarily with the Straw Hats, but they are being shown in the story. So those last two scenes, all of my yes, they're such a good episode. The Royals, we find out next episode, the Royals are gathering for Reverie, and I kind of think from what we see in the promo, there's probably going to be a lot of recap and flashbacks and sort of padding the reintroduction of Vivi and Shirahoshi and characters like that, sort of padding them out with some flashbacks of what happened. But I'm gonna say that actually that's not really bad because it happened years and years and years ago in the story. So people watching week to week, some of them who've maybe not even been here from the beginning, maybe do need that recap a little bit. So I say that it's fine if they add in a little bit of recap there. The animation this week, it was, even at its worst parts, the animation was pretty solid. They had an interesting style a couple of times where I'm like, I don't know if I totally agreed with that, but it was overall solid animation. And then there were a few scenes, like I said, the Nami lewd move scene, that were actually well animated, pretty damn good, and it's animated well with that style that they've used a lot in Zoe. The way that they animated Nami moving and everything, they used that in a lot of the flashback with Jack fights. They used that a lot with the very beginning with Zoro and Luffy meeting Carrot and everything. That is a really nice animation style that I've loved every time they've used that, and they've used it quite a bit in Zoe. So I hope they really keep on whichever crew or whoever's been doing those sequences, because they have looked nice. Even the less lewd, more actual fighting ones. Also, Nami and Wanda, yes, all of my yes. And Zoe as an arc was an awesome ride. The animation on average was far beyond that of the last arc, not even counting the filler arc, but just counting Dressrosa. The story was really good and really important to the overall universe of One Piece. We gained a lot of really strong allies. We learned about road poneglyphs, just so many things. We got a really awesome story going on. We learned about Sanji's last name, and now we're going off to fight both Kaido and Big Mom on different fronts. So there's a lot of cool stuff that happened with Zoe, and production quality was way up. So it was a good arc. And for this episode, I almost want to give it more than this as an episode because it's the end of Zoe, and I'm just so happy about how good Zoe was. But as an episode, just this episode, I still think it's very good. I'm going to give it 9 something out of 10. I don't know. 9 crew splits or 9 Climatak thingies out of 10. So 9 out of 10. I really liked it, and I hope you guys did as well. And I hope you liked the video as well. So like if you did like it. Comment down there to tell me what you thought of this week's episode and what you thought of my thoughts on it. Subscribe for more One Piece and a shit ton of other anime this season, like Yojo Senki, Little Witch Academia, Demi-chan with Kadari Tai, and Kobayashi-san Chino Maid Dragon, and a ton of other manga, light novels, whatever as well. Then also follow on Twitter if you want. I'll try to keep you updated there and stuff for the channel. That's it. Thank you once again for watching. Share the video if you want, and I'll see you all next time.